The PSY-101 is a great product for anyone in the General Photonics sales organization to take out and show to customers to introduce them to the entire line of General Photonics products. We're going to, in the next 8 minutes, show how to set it up and focus on 3 important points. Naturally, if you have a customer with a particular application, you would change this presentation. The PSY-101 is well documented. It has a very large manual, and in the manual there's extensive documentation on exactly how it works, things you can read about how the fiber squeezers are set up, and it's important to understand from the manual how the no reset feature is obtained. Setting it up involves installing 2 drivers, a USB driver and a serial to USB converter driver. Both of these are installed automatically if the CD is installed in an XP notebook and the instructions in the manual are specifically followed. Then it's a straightforward manner of attaching one cable to the notebook, obtaining a laser from a customer or perhaps a General Photonics laser, hooking the laser up to the PSY-101 single cable. We suggest that the theme of a general presentation is the multifunction capability because the PSY-101 is a synthesizer and a stabilizer, a scrambler, a polarimeter, and is usable in many applications. By showing the PSY-101, if a customer has a very specific requirement that may be satisfied by a point instrument, you can segue from a discussion of the 101 into a discussion of a simple scrambler or stabilizer. Now, before you attempt a demonstration, it's a good idea to read the manual and refresh your knowledge of Stokes vectors, because in synthesizing a state of polarization, we will utilize the Stokes vectors in the setup screen. So the first thing you want to show a customer is how you can do just that. Using the buttons on the front panel, set a particular combination of Stokes vectors. Having done that, it's very easy to see on the screen the Poincaré sphere and a particular state of polarization. Now, this is a good time to be careful about the power, because if the power from the laser is low, the dot on the Poincaré sphere will be very fat and unstable. So if you have a suitable amount of power, the dot will be very precise. Having set up a particular state of polarization, it's now an easy matter to demonstrate the ability to stabilize that signal. Simply take the fiber cable from the laser to the PSY-101 and wiggle it around a little bit as if you're destabilizing the signal. And you'll see on the Poincaré sphere how the PSY-101 properly stabilizes the signal. The next thing to demonstrate is the ability of the PSY-101 to operate as a polarimeter. And that's simply a matter of using the function keys advance to the polarimeter mode and point out that the screen displays all the associated parameters. At this point in the demonstration, it's also useful to demonstrate the data logging mode. Turn on the data logging capability, which is explained in detail in the manual. Capture some data, and then pull up the file that has been created, and you can show your customer how the PSY-101 operates as a data logger and records all the various parameters which might be involved in an extensive test situation. For the final part of the demonstration, we suggest demonstrating the scrambling capability, because this makes an interesting looking picture. Start off with a slow scrambling rate so the customer can see the point on the Poincaré sphere move back and forth. And then we suggest increasing the rate, and as you conclude your presentation, the sphere will be covered by a dark pattern of blue and red lines. And you can now review the points that you've made and ask for the order. As you conclude the demonstration, it might be useful to talk about the competition. We covered this subject in an issue of Light Insight last year. Basically, Agilent has a unit that does some of the same capabilities, as does Thor. The General Photonics PSY-101 has advantages over both of these, and significant price advantages compared to Agilent.